didn't begin with the keystroke. No, before the machine, before the ribbon curled, like a half-forgotten breath inside its spool, there was already the sound. A tapping, soft, patient, too slow to be a clock, too intentional to be random. It came from nowhere in particular, but it knew your name. You sat where the carpet buckled slightly under your weight, a pattern of faded green that tried to remember being something else. Moss, maybe, or static. The room was only lit by the blue hum of a lamp that flickered every time the tapping grew louder. You didn't remember turning it on. You didn't remember entering this place at all. The air tastes like dust warmed by fingers. There's a low electrical whine, not from a device, but from the walls themselves, like they resent being silent for too long. Each time the tapping pauses, the whine reshapes itself into something that could almost be your voice. Murmuring vowels that refuse to finish. There's no typewriter in front of you, but you hear it, the exact rhythm. Click, click, pause, slide, as if someone is writing, slowly, deliberately, 9 beats at a time. You don't know why the number matters, only that it returns, 9 steps across the floor, 9 small exhales, 9 times you blink before realizing the same sentence has been whispered into your ear, just out of sync with your breath. When you turn your head to the left, the carpet is flat. When you turn it right, it buckles again. As if reality only folds when you're not looking directly at it. The sound of the typewriter is closer now, except there is still no machine. Only a shape in the shadow near the far wall, where the light refuses to settle. You don't look directly at it, not yet, but the rhythm continues, even as the silence grows too clean around it. You try to hold your breath to match it and realize it's not typing, it's mimicking your heartbeat. No, not mimicking, writing it. Somehow the room feels smaller than when you arrived. The ceiling leans in a fraction lower. The walls echo your name, not loudly, not like a call, but like a word held too long in the mouth. The 9th click sounds different, not louder, just resolved. And when you blink again, the sound stops. But your name remains in the air, the shape of it lingering behind your eyes, like it had been typed directly onto your vision. You try to blink it away, but all it does is blur into motion again, as if the page is being turned without your consent. Still, you don't stand. Still, the breath in the walls continues. Still, the silence is waiting for something else to begin. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. You lift your hands, not because you intend to write. There is no machine in front of you, but because something beneath your skin tells you you already did. Your fingers remember the weight of keys that never pressed. Your knuckles hum faintly, like they're echoing an absence. Still, the sound comes back. Click. Not from beneath you, not from a device. Click. But from behind your nails. The air doesn't resist your movement, but it watches closely. There's a stillness that adjusts to every twitch of your hand, like the room is a lung holding its breath just long enough to see if you'll repeat the motion. And when you do, not consciously, not deliberately, letters appear. On the wall, lightless, inkless. But there, your name. Again, the same name, or the same shape of it, slanted slightly different, as if it's being written with someone else's memory of how it sounds when you say it aloud. You blink. The wall is blank. But now it's on the carpet, thread by thread, stitched in reverse. The E backwards, the A written twice, the spacing uneven, like the typewriter doesn't care for perfection, only for intent. You didn't write it, but it remembers that you could have. Each finger tingles now, not in pain, not in pressure. It's in feedback, like you're responding to something that hasn't happened yet. You try to clench your hand, and when you do, the air bends slightly, as if pages are being turned somewhere just outside your periphery. And now the sound returns. Not the click of a key, but the drag of paper being pulled through rollers, the slow alignment of a sheet that wants to be written on again. You hear the slide. You feel it behind your eyes. And yet there is nothing in front of you, except your hands, still lifted, still tingling, still echoing with every name you've ever been called when no one else was around. You whisper something. Maybe it's your name. Maybe not. But the room doesn't react to your voice. It reacts to your breath. The way it curves the air. The way it touches the edges of memory. And now the wall is blank again. But the pressure remains. Something expects you to finish what hasn't started. To write a 9th version of yourself, even if you've already bled the other 8 into the silence. Some voices return, others echo. The mirror was never part of the room. But somehow, it's always been there. It doesn't reflect anything useful. The frame is too tarnished, the glass too fogged, like it's been inhaling the silence longer than it should. But you see a shape in it now. Not yours. Not entirely. Fingers. Thin, deliberate. Hovering just above a typewriter that doesn't exist in the room you're in. They move slowly, as if following instructions that were written before movement began. Each key depressed with a kind of reverence. No sound, no paper, just the motion, the rhythm. You know what they're writing before they finish it. You felt it behind your ribs before, the weight of your own name arriving too early. But the figure doesn't look up, not once. Its head is tilted slightly, listening, not watching, like it's transcribing something heard from behind a wall too thick to breach. And in the glass, behind its hands, words begin to bloom. Not typed, not drawn, but formed in the mist that crawls slowly across the mirror's inside. Your name, once, and then beside it, again, the same name, again, same spacing, same tilt, same hesitation on the 3rd letter. You blink, the figure freezes, not in fear, not in response, just paused. Like a recording that's waiting for its cue. You reach forward, your fingers grazing the air in front of the mirror, not quite touching the glass, not quite remembering if there ever was a boundary. The moment your hand lifts, the mist inside the reflection pulses outward, as if disturbed by a ripple it shouldn't feel. Now the name is blurred, smeared, as if forgotten mid-thought. The 2nd version of it drips upward. Not down, not gravity bound, like memory unraveling in reverse. Still, the fingers continue to type. You count them. 9 strokes. The figure stops. 9 again. And then, nothing. But you know the next set is waiting. That somewhere inside the reflection, or beneath it, or behind the wall of breath that coats the room like frost, the rest of the sentence is being constructed. You don't see the paper, you don't hear the impact, but the name is still there. You feel it in your teeth. You taste it behind your tongue, like metal left too long on skin. The mirror doesn't reflect you, it remembers you. And what remembers you keeps writing. This isn't the first time, is it? Or maybe not yet. You wake up, but not fully. There's weight on your hand. Not heavy, but deliberate, like fingers resting with purpose, one by one, in a sequence too measured to be random. Your eyes are closed, but the sensation is sharp. Not pain, not pressure, something more intimate than either. It feels like someone is typing on your skin, not with keys, not even with fingers exactly, but with the memory of impact, as if the idea of touch has become solid just long enough to press a letter into you, and it's spelling something, letter by letter, pause, breath, repeat. You try to move your arm, but you can't, not because it's restrained, because it's listening. Each point of contact is like an imprint. The bones beneath your skin echo back every name you've forgotten, then erase them softly, until only one shape remains. Familiar, intimate. Wrong. Your name. But not exactly. A version of it you stopped using. A spelling you abandoned. A tone that once belonged to someone else's voice when they said it. It's being pressed into your palm now, as if your hand is paper, and the room is a ritual. You inhale through your teeth. The sensation shifts. Now the letters are being written backwards, from pinky to thumb, reversing what's just been etched. You feel the curve of each character unwind, but the warmth doesn't leave. It lingers like ink under flesh. You open your eyes. You are alone, but the outline of your name is still faintly red across your skin, as if recently branded. You press your fingers to it, careful, slow, and feel nothing but temperature. And yet, deep inside the nerves, something whispers the keystrokes again. 9 letters, 9 pulses, 9 reminders that you didn't stop this, that you were the one who held your hand open. You exhale, trying to shake it, but your breath doesn't leave the way it should. It curls back into you, like a sentence you've read too many times and can't make unfamiliar again. From the corner of the room, a typewriter you don't remember owning sits in silence. Its keys are still warm. Its ribbon smells faintly of skin. Don't adjust it. The noise is part of the message. The machine is awake now. You don't remember hearing it start. No switch, no whir. Just the unmistakable rhythm. Metal on metal. Rubber roll dragging paper forward. Keys snapping back like knuckles after a clenched breath. It types without you. You move closer. Not because you want to, because you need to see what it's writing. The page is already half full. Your name, over and over. But not quite. First, it misses a letter, then adds one, then rearranges them, still recognizable, but slightly wrong, like a dream version of your identity. A version spoken by someone who almost knew you, or pretended to. You watch as the typewriter continues. Name number 6. First letter reversed. Name number 7. A space inserted between syllables that never separated before. Name number 8. It ends in a character you don't remember learning. You reach to pull the paper out. It won't budge. The machine hisses, not angrily, mechanically, as if letting you know that interference is not part of the ritual. Then it begins typing again. Not your name this time, but a correction. A line strikes through each variation, one after another, fast, precise. But instead of removing them, the lines loop into words of their own, crossing back and forming new shapes entirely. Your name, cancelled and rewritten into something else. You don't recognize this new word, but it looks familiar in the same way a shadow does. meaningful only in the absence of light. The machine stutters once, then resumes. You realize something is wrong with the rhythm now. It's off by half a beat. Instead of the satisfying click, slide, click, there's a pause, a deliberate delay, like it's hesitating or waiting for permission. You whisper no. It types anyway. You try again, louder. No. It ignores you. Instead, the machine types yes in all caps and underlines it with ink so heavy it bleeds through the page, into the roller, into the mechanics. You step back. The name appears again, different once more. Not just misspelled, restructured. The syllables pulled in reverse. The vowels shifted. The sound of it would now break in your throat if you tried to say it. You don't know who that name belongs to anymore, but the machine does. It's typed it before. It's typed it after. It's always typing. It plays differently when you're asleep. The paper slides out, not because you pulled it, but because the typewriter decided it was finished. You expect more names, more twisted letters, more broken attempts at identity. But this time, it's not text. It's a photograph. You hesitate before touching it. The edges are too crisp, too cold, as if it was printed in a room with no air. The surface has that faint chemical scent, like film developing in a basement that forgot it was underground. You turn it over. It's you. Maybe. Not now. Not recently. A version of you younger, softer, almost unfamiliar. The hair wrong, the jawline unfamiliar. The background of the photo is a room you don't recognize, but your stomach knots anyway, like your body remembers what your mind refuses. The typewriter isn't plugged in. There is no cable, no ribbon, no paper tray. And yet, another photo begins to slide out. You didn't see it load, didn't hear it print, but it's there, emerging slowly like a memory developing from the static of forgetting. This time, you're not alone in the photo. A figure stands just behind your shoulder, out of focus. Head turned, face almost yours. You blink and the photo hasn't changed, but your hand feels heavier now, like holding the image is pulling something forward through your wrist. Your pulse stutters, then resets to the rhythm of the keystrokes that aren't happening anymore, but still echo. You set the photo down. The floor hums beneath it. Another photo emerges, and another. You flip through them quickly. Each one, your name is scrawled somewhere on the image, carved into the wall, reflected in a mirror, written in the dust on the window. It's never centered, never clean, always part of the background, like it was added long after the photo was taken, but before you looked at it. In one, your mouth is open. You don't remember speaking. In another, your eyes are shut, but your reflection inside the photo stares directly at the lens. The stack grows. 9 photos, each one quieter than the last. The final one shows a door, slightly ajar, and just barely visible through the crack. A hand on a typewriter that shouldn't exist. You blink. The stack is gone. Only one photo remains, face down. You turn it over. It's blank. But the paper is warm. Like it remembers having an image. Like it's waiting for you to become it. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. It feels like the room has been submerged. You didn't hear the water rise. No splash, no current. Just the subtle shift in texture. How the air resists movement now. How sound travels slower, deeper. wrapped in something thicker than silence. You try to move your hand, and the motion drags behind you, not slow, disconnected, like your actions are being echoed by a version of you just a few seconds too late. And then you hear it. The typing, not crisp, not mechanical, but muffled, bubbled, like keys being pressed through a layer of water. Each stroke lands with a softness that shouldn't be possible, like the metal arms are moving through syrup. You can't see the machine, you never do, but the rhythm is undeniable. Click, gloop, click, gloop. It's writing again. You try to speak, to stop it, but your voice doesn't leave your throat. It just swells there, humming in your ears like the pressure before a deep dive. You feel the sentence forming in your lungs, but the air around you isn't designed to carry words anymore. Still, the typing continues. Your name is being written again, somewhere, but it's too fluid now. The letters stretch as they appear, blurred at the edges like ink dissolving before it can dry. You sense it before you see it, wet parchment hanging in the air, trembling slightly, suspended by nothing but intent. You step closer. The page is soaked, but the ink doesn't run. Your name. Again. But the letters wobble. Not because they're wrong, because they're drowning. You reach out to pull the page down, and the moment your fingertips graze the edge, it dissolves into droplets. No splash, no residue, just a fading chill across your hand, like the idea of your name had been reduced to condensation. Behind you, another keystroke lands, then another, each one less precise, each one heavier. The room smells like wet cloth and faint electricity. Somewhere beneath the surface, the sound of something rewinding spins tight against the corners of your hearing, a memory trying to unwrite itself. You try to hold your breath, but the air doesn't hold you back. It slips through your mouth like liquid, and in it, you taste letters, soft, familiar, not yours, not yet. The typing continues. It always continues, even underwater. Some voices return, others echo. You keep your eyes open for as long as you can. Not because you're afraid of what you'll see, but because of what you hear when you don't. It began subtly. The first time you blinked too long, and the room answered with a single keystroke. Soft, deliberate, impossibly close. Not from the machine, from the dark space just behind your ear. The second time you closed your eyes, there were two. Now, every time your eyelids meet, the sound returns, louder, deeper, carved into the breath between thoughts, a pattern, a code. It waits for silence, and it always finds it. You try to outwait it. Eyes dry, vision stinging. You count the seconds, but your body isn't built for this kind of vigilance. Eventually, inevitably, your lashes fall shut, and the typewriter explodes into rhythm. Not violent, not frantic, just certain, like it knows you're not looking. Click, pause, click, slide. You open your eyes instantly, but the sound doesn't stop now. It lingers half a second longer, as if mocking your delay. The room shifts again. Now, when you blink, you see flashes. Not light, not colour. Words, short, fragmented, scattered across the backs of your eyelids like film negatives, loops of phrases that never quite finish. Your name was already written. Don't stop now. Each time your eyes close, a different fragment appears. Never repeated, never full, but familiar, as if you've read this sequence in dreams you weren't supposed to keep. You press your palms to your eyes. The keystrokes double. You cover your ears instead. Now there's a new layer. Breathing, not yours. A rhythm matching the keystrokes exactly. Inhale with each letter. Exhale with each spacebar. You whisper your name aloud, hoping to overwrite the signal. But the sound responds by spelling it back to you, one letter at a time, from somewhere behind the ceiling. You stare at the ceiling. There's nothing there. You blink again. Click. The paper on the floor now bears your name, perfectly centered. But you never saw it typed, only heard it. And somehow, that feels worse. It's no longer about seeing. It's about who's watching when you don't. Don't adjust it. The noise is part of the message. The 9th keystroke never sounds like the others. It's not louder, not sharper, but it lands differently, like the final drop of water before the glass overflows. Soft, inescapable. You know it's coming before it happens, because this is the 9th time you've been here, or the 9th version of you that has. You feel it in the carpet, how your heel fits too perfectly into the worn indent beneath you. You feel it in the hum of the lamp, how it flickers not at random, but in the same sequence you saw earlier. Or was it later? You breathe in, and the air tastes like deja vu, ink and static, a memory that arrived before you did. The typewriter clicks once, twice. You count each one, though your fingers twitch as if to stop you. You're not supposed to count. Counting makes it real. 5, 6, 7. You close your eyes and you see it. Yourself sitting exactly like this, watching the paper feed through, even though the roller hasn't turned. 8. You whisper something, you don't know what, but the air listens anyway. 9. The sound arrives, and something in your body locks, not in fear, in recognition. Like the moment a song plays that you forgot you knew. The 9th stroke completes the shape, not a sentence, not a name, a loop. You've written this moment before. You've sat in this silence, felt the ink in your lungs, held the photograph before it existed, watched your name shift before it was spoken. You reach toward the machine. Your hand moves like it remembers a sequence, not of actions, but of emotions. The weight, the dread, the knowing. But before you touch it, the keys begin typing again. Faster now. And not just one set. 2. You hear a second machine. Faint. Off to your left. Not echoing. Responding. Click. 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 As if 2 versions of you are racing to finish the same thought. You stand, but the room doesn't shift. It waits. The walls don't hum. They breathe. Slow. Wet. Like lungs made of insulation and longing. The pages on the floor twitch slightly, as if reacting to an unseen draft. You look down. The 9th page is there. Blank, but warm. Still, the typewriter isn't finished. Still, the 9th name hasn't fully formed. Still, something you forgot is waiting to be remembered. This isn't the first time, is it? Or maybe not yet. You turn toward the mirror. though you're not sure why. Maybe it called to you, maybe it didn't, but the air around it bends slightly, like heat, like pressure, like breath. You expect to see yourself, you don't. The room is there, the typewriter is there, the dust, the lamp, even the ripple in the carpet, looping like a scar in the weave. But not you. You raise your hand. Nothing moves. You step forward. Still nothing. And then, keystrokes. Inside the mirror, the typewriter begins to type. Click, click, pause, slide. Exactly as it did when your eyes were closed. Exactly as it did when your name was drowned. Exactly as it always does. But no fingers touch it. It types itself, patiently, relentlessly. The ribbon turns, though there's no hand to crank it. The paper advances, line by line, but nothing is written, just the faint impression of movement, of pressure. You squint, and the reflection sharpens for a breath. You see your name, once, then again, and again, stacked vertically, each version thinner, lighter, until the final one disappears entirely into the mirror's fog. You reach out. The glass is colder than you expect. It doesn't resist, but it doesn't yield either. It absorbs the gesture, and for a moment, just one, the reflection begins to write something different. Not your name. A phrase. 4 words. You lean closer. It fades. Only the impression remains. 4 spaces where letters once were. Like footprints in mist. You whisper what you think it might have said. Nothing happens. You whisper it again. And the typewriter inside the mirror slams once. A single key, struck with so much force it leaves a fracture across the glass. A thin line, impossible, elegant, tracing down the center like a seam between 2 versions of silence. You take a step back. The reflection continues to type, but now the paper glows faintly, like it's been lit from behind, as if someone, somewhere, is watching it, recording it, or waiting for you to read what hasn't yet been written. You try to walk away, but your feet don't echo. The room behind you remains. The room inside the mirror changes. Your name is no longer there, but something is. Breathing, flickering, tuning in. Don't adjust it. The noise is part of the message. The page was already in your hand. You don't remember pulling it from the typewriter. You don't remember watching it feed out. You don't even recall approaching the desk. But the paper is there, folded once, creased precisely, still warm. Your name is typed on the outside, not handwritten, not printed, typed, ink faded just slightly, as if the message has waited a very long time to be opened. You hesitate, because something about the fold feels practiced, like your fingers already know how it opens, like they've done it before, or will. You peel it open. The words aren't long, just a few lines, centered, simple. You won't stop it, because you never did. I tried 9 times. I failed 9 times. You're next. No punctuation, just rhythm. It doesn't say who wrote it. But the final letter, your first initial, has been overwritten again and again until the ink has bled through the paper. You flip the page, expecting more. The back is blank. The heat is gone. But your fingertips tingle, as if they've been in contact with something too charged to hold longer. You set it down, but another one is already waiting. This time, folded differently, cruder, edges uneven, like someone tried to tear it quickly, urgently. You don't remember picking it up either. It's just there, in your palm. The same typeface, a different voice. Don't listen to the static. It's not memory, it's rehearsal. This one is signed, with your name, full, clear, as if you meant it, but not your current name. The name you stopped using years ago. The name you abandoned. You blink. Try to remember where you were the first time you read this. And then it hits you. You haven't read it yet. You haven't written it yet. But you will. You remember the act of remembering it. The weight of the key beneath your ring finger. The hesitation on the fifth letter. The ribbon sticking. The breath you held. The message isn't a warning, it's a schedule. You look up. The typewriter is silent, but a blank page is ready in its grip. White. Expectant. You understand now. You're not here to stop the machine. You're here to take your turn. Some voices return, others echo. It begins with the space bar. You hear it before you see it. A hollow tap, not a key, not a click, a gap, the space between things. You approach the typewriter again, though you're not sure you ever left. It looks smaller now. No, less dense, as if its weight is being drained, piece by piece, into the silence. You reach toward it, but the body is gone. No casing, no levers, no rollers. Only the impression of the machine remains, its outline traced in dust, floating slightly above the desk surface like a ghost waiting for touch. And still it types. The sound is clear, pristine, present. Click, click, pause, slide. But there are no keys, no ribbon, no fingers. You sit, you listen. The paper feeds forward, an invisible sheet. You can hear it crinkle slightly as it advances, even though your eyes register nothing but air. It bends light like heat. You think you can see text forming. You lean closer. There's nothing written, but you feel the weight of meaning. The pressure of language in your chest, not as words, but as certainty. It's saying something, directly into your blood. You look down, the desk is gone. No edges, no surface, just a sound, suspended where matter used to live. You try to stand, you can't. Not because you're held, but because you've become the echo. The typing is inside you now. With every breath you hear a keystroke. With every blink, a pause. With every thought, another line fed through. You open your mouth. The slide mechanism whines softly. Not voice, just function. You think back to the machine, the real one, the physical one. You try to recall its shape, its weight, its imperfections, but there's nothing left, not even in memory. Only sound, only function, only rhythm. It doesn't matter what's gone. The act continues. You are no longer in the room. You are the room. You are the desk, the page, the breath behind each keystroke, and it's still typing, even now, even here. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. You find the page waiting for you. No sound, no machine. Just a sheet curled slightly at the corner, like it had exhaled while you weren't looking. The ink glistens, fresh, but the name on it isn't yours. Not at first. It takes you a moment to realize what you're looking at. Each letter is in the right order, just reversed, not flipped, inverted, like a mirror caught mid-breath. You tilt your head. Suddenly, it makes sense. Not just the name, the feeling. This isn't the first time it's been written like this. You remember seeing it once, burned onto the edge of a photograph, too faint to name aloud. You remember whispering it in sleep and feeling it echo backward. You read it again, slower, and though your eyes trace it left to right, your mind receives it right to left, like a message slipped under a door, already read before you arrive. You flip the page over. Another version. The name, but scrambled now. Letters swapped, vowels shifted, still readable, still yours. But it no longer feels like identity. It feels like layers, versions, attempts, as if someone or something keeps trying to write you down in a form that finally sticks. You close your eyes and say it aloud, just once, in reverse. The air cools. Something moves behind you, but the floor doesn't creak. The wall doesn't shift. Just a low, slow breath, shaped like recognition. You turn. Nothing. But the page has changed again. This time, it's a list. 9 names. All versions of yours. All misspelled. All correct. One of them is missing a letter. One has too many. One is silent. One is pronounced like a question. You try to memorize them. You already have. One name repeats, but only when you read it backward. The keystrokes start again. Quiet. Hesitant. Like someone's learning how to type for the first time. Or for the 9th. You reach out to stop it. Your hand passes through air. Not empty. Structured. Like paper that hasn't been printed yet, but will. You glance back at the names. They haven't changed. But you can no longer remember which one is the original. You don't know if it matters. You don't know if it ever did. Some voices return, others echo. You tear the page, not with anger, not with fear, just the quiet urgency of someone who's seen enough. The paper resists at first, fibers tightening like they remember being whole, but eventually it yields. A crisp rip, diagonal, one half in your left hand, the other drifting toward the floor. You exhale, but then something shifts. A whisper, not from the air, but from your palm. A brushing, papery sound, soft as breath. You look down. The torn half is curling, not crumpling, reforming. The edges begin to stitch themselves back together, not with thread, but with motion. Like time reversing only around the wound, the fibers stretch, align, seal, as if the page had been practicing this moment. You drop it. It doesn't hit the ground. It hovers, spinning slowly, silently, then lands flat, whole again. But not identical. The text is different. Same type, same format. But the words have shifted. Your name is still there, but now it's part of a sentence. You tear what you've already signed. The page trembles once, as if amused. You reach for it again. This time, you rip vertically, top to bottom. Fast, confident, both pieces fall, 2 halves, and then, again, curling, resealing, rewriting. The page blinks once like film exposed too soon. A new sentence. What's broken is only the proof. You whisper, stop. The page folds itself in half. Then again. 9 folds. Tight. Perfect. A square no larger than your fingertip. You pick it up. It unfolds itself the moment you touch it. Inside, the same message, but written in your handwriting now. You never wrote it. Still, the ink smells familiar. You try burning it. The flame catches. But instead of ash, it leaves behind another page, crisp, untouched. You look away, try to think of something else. You hear the sound of tearing again. Not from you, from the desk, from the floor, from behind your eyes. You've been trying to tear this page for years, and it's always been whole. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. You try not to speak, but the room doesn't need your voice anymore. It listens to the breath. Every inhale, measured, thin, elastic. Every exhale, soft, breaking apart into syllables before it leaves your lips. You cover your mouth, but the sound still forms, not outside, inside. Your lungs are typing, each breath a keystroke, each pause a space, each small tremor in your throat a punctuation mark you didn't authorize. You try to control it, hold the air longer, exhale more slowly. But the sentence forms anyway, not as words, as rhythm, as cadence. And your name is part of it, over and over, typed in breath, shaped in silence. You press your back against the wall, hoping for something solid. But the wall pulses faintly beneath your spine, like it's breathing too, like it's helping. You whisper, stop. But the breath that carries the word loops mid-air, circles back, lands again against your lips like an echo you never meant to swallow. Then, you hear it, the machine again. But this time, it matches your breathing perfectly. Click, in, click, out, slide, pause. You realize now, it isn't typing alongside you, it's transcribing you. Your body is the draft. Each exhale has always meant something. Each breath a draft you've signed in quiet. Each moment of stillness, a paragraph left unfinished. You panic. Try holding your breath. It works. For 1 second. Then your lungs twitch. Your throat trembles. And the machine catches it. Click. Even the refusal is part of the message. You cough. A period. You sob. An ellipsis. The page turns. You didn't see it loaded, but now it glows faintly with breath. Lines of invisible text only visible when you fog the air above it. Your name is there, written in breath, fading, but still warm. You exhale again, not to relax, to surrender, because now not breathing feels like silence, and silence is unreadable. This isn't the first time, is it? Or maybe not yet. There's only one typewriter. You checked, ran your fingers across its metal edge, watched the ribbon flutter slightly, though there's no wind, pressed a key, felt the give, felt it respond. But then, another sound, identical, slightly out of sync. You freeze. Your fingers still hover over the keys, But now the rhythm continues without you. Click, click, pause, slide. And then again, click, click, a double stroke, not an echo, a second intent. You glance to your left, nothing. To your right, stillness. But the air feels occupied, as if your breath has doubled, as if someone invisible is matching you. Keystroke for keystroke, breath for breath. You press a single letter, it lands, but so does another. Milliseconds after, same letter, same pressure. You didn't press it twice. You try again, same result. You whisper, "Is that me?" The typewriter responds. Another letter, then another, then your name, split in two. One version in bold, one in faded grey, stacked, layered, disagreeing slightly on the middle vowel. You step back, but the sound continues. Click, click, pause, click. Not random, not malfunction. A duet. One rhythm born from you, the other familiar, not yours, but something like you, almost you. The doppelganger doesn't show itself. It never does, but the page reflects both. The lines divide. One sentence crosses into another. One name corrects the other's spelling. One forgets. One insists. You reach to remove the page, but two hands touch it. Only one is yours. You blink. The second hand is gone. But the page has been moved, not torn, just adjusted, slightly rotated, repositioned, as if someone wanted you to see it differently. The text now spirals. 9 names. Each version slightly closer to you. Each version slightly further from your memory. You press a key. Nothing happens. The other does. A new word appears. One you don't recognize. But somehow, it recognizes you. You inhale sharply. The air folds around you. There's only one typewriter. But it's no longer typing alone. Don't adjust it. The noise is part of the message. You decide to test it. 1 page, 1 ribbon, 1 name, 9 lines. You steady your breath, place your hands gently on the keys, and begin. The machine responds like it always does. Obedient, almost eager. Line 1. Your name. Line 2, a memory disguised as a word. Line 3, your name again, but shorter. Line 4, a name you don't remember owning. Line 5, a sound typed as if it were a shape. Line 6, the name you buried when you left home. Line 7, the name others still whisper when you're not around. Line 8, silence, represented as 4 blank spaces. Line 9, your name, incomplete. Then you stop. Your fingers leave the keys. The ribbon stills. You listen. Nothing. But then, line 10 types itself. Click, click, pause, slide. But you didn't move. You watch, breath halting, as each letter arrives slowly, too slowly to be mechanical. Like the typewriter itself is unsure. Not unsure of what to write. Unsure of how you're going to react. The line forms in real time. You never stop typing. You whisper, "But I did." Another line appears. Then who is this? Your throat tightens. A third line, not typed, scratched, rougher, shallower, still readable. You left the ribbon open. You look down. The ribbon is unwinding, slowly, thread by thread. Not from use, from decay. It curls outward, leaving no ink behind, only the faintest imprint, an indentation without meaning, until light passes through at just the right angle. You lean in. Line 11 is already there. Still tuned in. You try to tear the page. It won't come free. Not because it's stuck, because it's still writing, even when your hands are still, even when you close your eyes, even when you no longer want to read. The 10th line writes itself, the 11th answers it, and the 12th is already waiting in you. Some voices return, others echo. You finally reach for the ribbon. It's loose now, unspooled, dangling from the machine like a thought too long ignored. You wrap it around your fingers, once, twice, until you feel the tension build. The fabric is soft, but there's something underneath. A residue, a hum, like ink and breath soaked too long into the weave. You pull, it tears. The sound is gentle, not violent, like paper breathing its last, like silence folding. The room doesn't react, neither does the machine, but you do. You wait for it to stop. The rhythm, the message, the quiet insistence of the keys. But it doesn't. Click, click, pause, slide. No ribbon, no ink, still. It types. You open the machine. The chamber is hollow now. Emptied, but the keys move anyway, pressing against absence, imprinting letters onto nothing, as if they don't need contact to leave a mark. You whisper. There's nothing left to print on. The typewriter responds. Another line appears. Not on paper, not on screen, but in air, just above the machine. The letters suspended in trembling breath, arranged like vapor trails held in pause. Not true. You step back. Your breath catches. The air thickens. The ribbon on the floor begins to move. Twitches. Twists. Then curls back into itself, forming a spiral. You watch as it begins to type, without machine. Each shift of fabric becomes a character. Each loop a word. It's writing across itself now. The ink is long gone, but the signal doesn't care. You realize it was never about the medium. It was never about paper, or keys, or ribbon. It's always been about signal. And you're full of it. Your spine tingles. Your teeth ache. The vibration is inside you now. Not painful, but recursive. As if every nerve is being tuned. As if every part of you is a new kind of ribbon. Willing, waiting. The message isn't asking to be read. It's asking to be carried. You look down at your hands. They're not clean anymore. They're marked. Not with ink. With intention. The machine clicks once more. The final word is already written. You didn't see it arrive, but you remember it. You always do. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. The room is gone. Not suddenly, not violently, just slowly subtracted. The walls fade first, their edges dissolve, like chalk washed from glass. Then the lamp, folding inward with a sigh too soft to be heard. The chair forgets how to be a chair. The dust gives up structure, and then you're alone, not floating, still grounded. But grounded in what? You look down. The floor remains, but only in sound. Each step you take doesn't echo, it answers. Not a reflection, a response. Click, click, slide, pause. You recognize the rhythm. It's the typing again, but you're not near the machine. There is no machine, only space, only floor, only rhythm. You kneel, press your palm to the ground. It vibrates gently, like a heartbeat waiting for its name. You press harder, and beneath your skin, something aligns. Bone to pulse, to echo, to letter. You whisper your name. The floor responds with a breath. Then, click, as if you'd typed it. But you didn't. Not with hands, not with thought, with presence. You stand, and the sound follows. Every motion, a stroke. Every hesitation, a comma. Every shift of weight, a sentence waiting to form. You realize you've been writing just by existing. The space has turned your body into syntax. Your shadow becomes punctuation. The cadence of your blink, a paragraph break. And still, your name. It arrives again, not typed, formed, in light, in dust, in floorboards that remember footsteps that haven't happened yet. You turn around, there's no door, no entrance, no ceiling, only floor and sound. You lie down, not to rest, to listen. Your body fits perfectly into the hollow, like it was shaped by absence, like it's been here before. You close your eyes. The click returns. It's not behind you, it's beneath you. It's always been beneath you. It's always been writing, even now, especially now. This isn't the first time, is it? Or maybe not yet. Your name isn't readable anymore, not because it's been erased, because it's been rewritten, encoded, segmented, not in letters, in symbols, angles, negative space. You find a page, blank at first glance, but when held at the right tilt, under the low breath of flickering light, the marks appear. They shimmer faintly, not ink, not shadow, instructions. You recognize the shape of them, not from language, but from muscle memory, from a gesture you've made in sleep, from the way your hands twitch just before you wake. You try to speak the name aloud. It catches in your mouth, fractures halfway through. Not a stutter, a corruption, as if saying it requires a sequence, not of sound, but of intention. You turn the page over. A key is drawn, 9 parts, not a physical key. A pattern. Your breath matches its angles. Your pulse skips where the curve breaks. The realization comes slowly. You are the cipher. The code is written through you. The name doesn't exist outside your ability to decrypt it. And you've lost the original. The machine, what's left of it, types one more character, a glyph, a curve, a shape that shouldn't exist on a keyboard. You try to copy it with your hand. It hurts, not physically, but in meaning, like forcing a language your mouth no longer owns. Another character appears, and another. You recognize the rhythm, 9 total. A sequence, not of names, of selves. Each glyph a previous version. Each shape a folded identity. Each one something you abandoned to keep moving forward. You blink, and the characters shuffle. No longer linear, now circular. A lock. And in the center, nothing. A hole. A silence. You lean closer. Inside the center, you see movement, not letters, not light. A version of yourself you don't remember being. Smiling, typing. You reach for the page. It doesn't resist. It absorbs your touch. And suddenly, the glyphs arrange themselves again. Now the pattern spells something new. But you can't read it. Because now, it's reading you. Don't adjust it. The noise is part of the message. The typewriter is silent now. Not paused. Not resting. Gone. There's no shape. No keys. No casing. Not even dust where it once stood. You reach toward where it used to be. Your fingers pass through still air. But the sound, it's still there. Click, click, pause, slide. You spin around. Nothing. But the noise isn't external. It's not in the room. It's with you. Carried like a scent that clings to fabric long after the fire is gone. You hold your breath. The clicking continues. Faint, polite, unwavering. Like memory refusing to obey time. You press your palms to your ears. No change. Because the source isn't outside. It's embedded. Somewhere behind your jaw. Or maybe beneath your ribs. Every heartbeat punctuates the rhythm. Every blink brings the slide. It's not residual. It's recursive. You whisper. It stopped. But the sound disagrees. A fresh click. One you didn't expect. One you didn't deserve. It lands in your teeth. You bite down. Hard. The noise doesn't flinch. Instead, it shifts. Now it's in your footfalls. Now in the shape of your shadow. Now in the gaps between your thoughts. You move to a corner, hoping the silence will collect there. Hoping it will settle. Die out. But the quieter you make yourself, the clearer the typing becomes. It speaks not with words, but with placement. Sound becomes pattern. Pattern becomes language. Language becomes shape. And the shape is familiar. You see it in the outline of your hands, in the curve of your shoulder, in the bend of your breath. Every part of you now mimics the keystrokes. You try to stand still. The floor echoes back. You try to sleep. The rhythm adjusts to your breath. You try to forget, but you remember the sound too clearly, not as memory, but as presence. It doesn't need a machine anymore. It never did. Some voices return, others echo. There's a flicker in the dark, not from a lamp, not electricity. Something older, more deliberate. A pulse, then another. Not random, measured, short, long, short. A pattern. Language wrapped in absence. You look around. There are no bulbs, no screens, no fire. But the room flashes anyway. A wall blinks once. A corner pulses. The floor breathes light. Your body absorbs it, recognizes the rhythm before your mind catches up. It's spelling something. No letters, just intervals. You close your eyes. The light bleeds through your lids. Still, blink, blink, pause, dot, dash, silence. You whisper, my name. The flash answers, once, twice, then a break, then again, same rhythm, same signal. You don't know Morse, not exactly, but this isn't Morse. This is yours, your cadence, the way you breathe when you're anxious, the way your eyes flutter before sleep, the way your fingers twitch when you almost remember something. The message continues. Each pulse lands in your chest like a heartbeat you don't control. You watch the walls. Each flash now projects a fragment of your name, warped, blurred, ghosted across the texture of the room. Not legible, recognizable. A signature in negative. You raise your hand. Your shadow interrupts the beam, and for a moment the message stops, silence. Then, a single pulse inside your palm, as if the light rerouted itself through you. You pull your hand back. The room answers. Now the signal comes faster, more complex. A full sentence. You can't decipher it, but you understand it. Emotion pressed into brightness, grief shaped as flicker. A warning slowed into glow, then it begins again. 9 flashes, then a pause, then nothing. You blink, trying to reset your eyes, but the after image of your name burns against your retinas. Even in darkness, even with no source, it lingers. Not written, not spoken, just shown. And now that you've seen it, you can't not see it. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. You hesitate before pressing the first key, because this time, you won't type your name. Not the one they typed for you. Not the one written across fading pages, not the one that echoes inside the static. You choose something else. A name you once wanted. A name that felt warmer, lighter, free. The typewriter accepts your fingers. It clicks. It slides. It lets you finish. 9 letters, neat, cleaned, undisturbed. You wait. No answer, no sound, no flicker from the walls, no pulse beneath the floor. No page begins to turn itself. No breath exhales your intention back to you. Just stillness. You press another key, just to test it. Nothing. The machine is obedient, but alone. The sound you've grown used to, those layered keystrokes, the double rhythm, the recursive breath, it's gone. You've severed something. You press the name again, still nothing. You whisper it aloud, gently, then louder. Then as if calling into a dream you haven't earned, no echo. You close your eyes, hoping the light will return, that it will spell something back. But darkness remains. Not the soft kind, the hollow kind. You check the paper, the name is there, but the ink fades faster than it should, already dissolving, already denying. You try your real name, or what you think is still your real name. The machine refuses. The key jams. The letter doesn't land. The page won't receive it. You type a third name. No response. You realize something unspoken. You had one name. It was tuned, typed 9 times, echoed through mirror and dust and breath and page. And now, you've drifted too far from it. You're out of phase. No longer in the loop. No longer legible, unreadable, unheard. The typewriter sits silently, not broken, just indifferent, as if waiting for the right signal, the right self, the version of you that fits the rhythm. You whisper, "What if I don't remember who I was?" The silence is kind, but firm. You are not remembered until the signal matches. You stayed, even now, you're still tuned in. The signal isn't gone, it's just deeper now, like sediment pressed into memory. 9 layers, 9 frequencies, 9 versions of you, each one fainter than the last. You sit still, not to listen, but to feel, because the sound no longer travels through air. It hums in the static beneath your bones. The first layer is clear, a familiar rhythm, the name you knew, typed evenly, loyally. Click, click, pause, slide. Then another layer beneath, slower, its letters misshaped. The vowels stutter, still your name, but echoed from a version of yourself that no longer fits. Layer 3, lower, wetter, like it's spoken through water, each character drowning slightly before surfacing. Layer 4 isn't in letters, it's in timing, a pause where there used to be a word, silence used as punctuation. You try to speak, only noise comes out. But even that carries something. It vibrates into the 5th layer. There, your name is reduced to rhythm. No spelling, just breath, repeated until it forgets why. 6th, not sound, not silence, but light, flashes, flickers. The negative shape of your name blinking in and out of meaning. 7, distortion. The name loops backward, then forward, then folds over itself. Unreadable, but strangely familiar, like seeing handwriting you forgot was yours. 8, only the space where a name should go. The signal doesn't say it, it waits for it, leaves a gap shaped like your syllables. You whisper, "That's me." The air agrees, softly, sadly. Then, layer 9, the deepest, the first, the original. So faint now, it takes your whole body to detect it. Your breath must still, your heart must pause. Then, click, click, pause. Your name. Not out loud, not typed, but uncovered. You never lost it. You just stopped digging. You stayed. Even now, you're still tuned in. You're watching yourself, not in a mirror, not in reflection, from the outside, as if you've stepped one breath too far from your own skin. The figure in the chair moves like you, twitches like you, breathes like you, but you are not inside it, not anymore. Its fingers hover over the typewriter, then lower, deliberate, familiar. Click, click, pause, slide. You remember that rhythm. You are that rhythm. But now, you are also the witness. The page feeds through. 9 lines form, each one a variation, each one a version. You lean closer. Line 4 blurs. Your name, but shifted sideways. Line 6 is crossed out. Line 7 fades before it finishes. The figure typing doesn't seem to notice. Or maybe it already knows. You look at the hands, the skin, the knuckles. Yours. Almost. Not now, Not quite. You try to speak, no sound, just pulse. The air between you and the body thickens, not with distance, with recognition. The typewriter stops. The figure lifts its head. You meet your own eyes, but they don't blink, and for a moment you wonder who has been watching who. You raise your hand. So does the figure. You step forward. It remains seated. You whisper a name. The typewriter responds. You didn't touch it, but it heard you. One final line appears, short, simple, unpunctuated. I remember you. Then the page curls inward, folds, fades. You close your eyes, not to block it, to join it. You open them again, and you're back. Fingers on keys, breath synced, room quiet. Nothing has changed, but everything has shifted. You don't remember standing or leaving or returning. You look at the page. It's blank, but your hands ache. 9 strokes. Already typed, already received, already echoing back. You lean forward. The typewriter waits. It always does. Some voices return. Others echo.